we're looking at negative thoughts, the impact of them, becoming aware in our bodies that negative thoughts create negative emotions, and we feel our way through those things. And the last time we met, I had talked about trying to, in the now, be present enough to know that that's happening. Monitor those emotions, sense what's going on, and then activate a belief that, man, you really can change your thoughts. You literally can stop thinking the bullshit you are thinking. Even right now, you can stop the bullshit you're thinking and just move the dial a little bit to a better feeling idea. Same topic, but just find different words, a different perspective, a different angle to make it feel better. Find a way to talk to yourself that softens the edginess that comes with judgment and resistance. And I had found personally, I don't know this is anybody else's journey, I was whacked out on my concept of my own self. Like I had a false confidence that I had to put forward because I was so broke. And I was terrified of other people finding out how broke I was. So I had this manufactured bravado that had to get unpacked. And, psychologically, a lot of times our self-value is derived from not what we think about ourselves. A lot of times our self-concept comes from how we interpret other people interpreting us. And then that becomes the set point, our value. You tracking with me? And that's way off the target, and it has to come from the inside out, not the outside in. It's completely backwards. It's as backwards as thinking there's an outside God who's trying to get into you versus what I think is the theological, more accurate position that you are pinched from that God loaf, and that's already inside of you, just trying to get out. It's just trying to peel layers and layers of ego so that entrapped splendor is getting out of you. You're not trying to railing Gary. You're not trying to relink this way. You're already linked. It's just shrouded. It's just shrouded under too many layers of ego, too many layers of who you thought you were. So this grand perception of your actual value, the divinity that bounces around you, that whispers to you, that brings conviction, that warms your heart, that makes you appreciate a sunset, a tender cup, a movie that stirs you emotionally. Like, there's things in there that are real, and it's more real inside coming outward than it will ever be outward coming in. I would love for you to hear that. That is a polarity that needs to be reversed. It's flowing backwards, and it's flowing backwards and causes damage because of its inaccuracy. Those inaccuracies make you act in ways that are contrary. That contrary action makes you feel dissonance inside because you're not in alignment with who you actually are, and now you're living in dissonance. You're living in something that's misaligned, and you're doing it because there's outside influence writing all over it, kind of dictating it, when it really should be the exact opposite way.